consequences. You find yourself relaxing into the swaying of the eye and the warm lull of Nadine's body nestled against yours. Can't believe that it just happened, and I felt so sweet. The eye comes to a sudden halt just as that word spikes through you. Sweet. Since when have I liked sex that was sweet? What was that? The eye talking. We're back. Does this mean the party's over? I can safely say that was the best yacht party I ever been to. Then again, it's the only one I've ever been to. You close your eyes against the sleepy, sexy side of her. A party like this is just the start of what you can show her. You've been here longer than I thought. Is that bad? You shake your head and do your best to school your expression. You can't let Nadine see how rattled you are. As you help Nadine up, you're careful to keep physical contact to a minimum. It seems silly now that you've already broken the rules, but it's the only way you can maintain control. And it's always gets a day off after a big event like this, so I'll drive you back. Are you sure? I can always call her right here. I'm sure. I'd rather see you home safely. It's the least I can do. Thanks. I like that. The guests are all gone as you lead Nadine across the deck and down the gangway in the early morning light. Anderson has left your car in its usual spot. You open the passenger side door and help Nadine into her seat. As you walk around to the driver's side, you ball your hands at the fist and hold them tight at your sides. I won't let this emotion get the better of me. I won't let her see. By the time the key is in the ignition, you have a better handle on yourself. Almost. Chicago's quiet this time of morning. You're painfully aware of Nadine seated next to you, trying not to push you too far. Damn it, I'm doing it again. Take my issues out on her, making her pay for my weaknesses. You turn onto the street in front of her apartment. Once again, you're acting like a complete ass. Once again, she's doing her best to keep you happy. Wait, Nadine, don't get out yet. Is something wrong? Yes, me. Take a deep breath and turn to face her, determined to do this next part right. My job to make sure she's safe and comfortable after the night we just had. Don't ask what this is paid for. Don't ask what this is paid for. You pull the car into the nearest parking spot and switch the ignition off. What are you doing? I'll come up with you. And before you argue, you don't have to say in the matter. It's my duty to take care of you. You pull open Nadine's door and help her out of the car, then walk her into the building. Is this something all Doms do? It's something all Doms should do, especially after a session as intense as ours. Intense? You mean physically or emotionally? I mean both. It's not as simple as one or the other. The whole point of BDSM is that it taps into every part of you. I think I get what you mean. I feel emotionally exhausted. Good, but exhausted. She flashes you a quick, coy grin. That's a hurt in places I didn't know even existed. You got Nadine into the elevator and up to her penthouse. It's been a while since you were last in there, and you're struck by how all the little details make it feel like a home. I like what you've done with the place. I don't want to make any big changes, and you put your hands on her shoulders, waiting for her gaze to meet yours. You don't have to explain yourself to me, Nadine. I want you to make yourself at home. Now let's go get you into a nice hot bubble bath. Nadine follows you into the bathroom and watches as you start to fill the huge tub with jasmine-scented bubbles. I never had anyone drum me a bath before. You were very good tonight, Nadine. You deserve it. She glances back through the doorway to the bedroom. Are you sure I shouldn't just go to bed? It's been a long night. He adjusts the temperature with his fingertips, scooping up a handful of bubbles, lift it to your lips and blow. Be a good girl and get in for me. I won't sleep tonight unless I know you've been taken care of. Nadine doesn't look at you as though she believes you, but she begins unzipping her dress. Nadine doesn't look as though she believes you, but she begins unzipping her dress. If you insist, it does look awfully nice. You help Nadine into the tub, mesmerized by the elegance of her bare body as it disappears under the billowing cloud of soap. Okay, I'm covered in bubbles. Now what? Now you relax, and we have a little talk. What do you know about the sub-drop? She wriggles her nose and sinks deep into the water. I'm guessing it has something to do with how deflated I feel. You nod and reach one of the scented bottles on the edge of the tub. You grab Nadine's ankle and gently tug her till her long, silky leg hangs over the edge. The sub-drop is a proven psychological phenomenon as a sort of endorphin decline that can leave you feeling depressed and anxious if you're not careful. Is that why you're being so sweet to me? Partially, yes. Begin rubbing Nadine's leg in long, slick strokes with the massage oil. She moans and stretches her calf under your touch. Most subs experience a sub-drop from some form or another. How long does it last? It depends, so it's important to be aware of how you come down from a BDSM encounter, especially if you feel yourself spiraling out. If you keep massaging it all the way up to my thigh, I think I'll recover from it. You chuckle, but keep your hands below the knee. As long as you take care of yourself, listen to your body, you should be able to avoid crashing too hard. Nadine sits up, sloshing scented water over the edge of the tub. Do Doms experience it too? Nadine is different for Doms. Some experience a top drop, but it tends to have less to do with exhaustion and more to do with guilt. Do you feel guilty about what we did? Your stomach clenches tightly, but you shake your head. The guilt you feel isn't about your session, it's that you let yourself get involved in her life at all. What happened between us was inevitable. The air feels thick with everything that's unspoken between you, but you know from experience how important it is to not make any major decisions in the heated aftermath. A bubble bath is a nice start, but you should also get plenty of fluids and lots of rest. Mention the rest causes Nadine to break out in a sleepy yawn. I feel like I can sleep for days. Then that's exactly what you should do. You unplug the tub and grab the biggest, fluffiest towel you can find. You hold it up and adjust it for Nadine to get out. Don't be surprised if you feel tender tomorrow. If you got bruises, they could take a few days to heal. I like the idea of seeing reminders. You suck in a short breath and lead her to the bedroom. I won't need any reminders to remember the sound of you screaming my name. Nadine slips into her pajamas as you pull back a comforter and fluff a pillow. I had no idea you can be so domestic, Reagan. You wait until she's comfortably tucked in before you respond. A lot of things you don't know about yet. Partially to prevent her from saying more, and partially because you can't resist. You drop your mouth to hers for a kiss. You recognize it as a mistake the moment she parts her lips with a soft sigh and kisses you back. You lean in as her arms wind around your neck, her lips move in soft, gentle waves under yours. I never had a goodnight kiss quite like this before. And that's because I never kissed you goodnight before. Nadine gasps as you take her lower lip between your teeth and tug at it. Her body starts to move under the sheets to switch the fabric over her body like a symphony. Nadine, we shouldn't. I know, but I don't want to crash, Regan. Not yet. You're powerless to resist this plea or the way she nibbles at the edges of your lip. With a low groan of approval, you give her exactly what she wants, capturing her mouth until you're both panting for more. Nadine, you feel her body arching toward yours, her perfect curves begging for your touch. I'm sorry, but I don't have the strength to resist you. You have to be the first to pull away. You groan as you slide your tongue over hers, falling so far into her that you lose track of your surroundings. His mouth slashes over hers. You let the kiss say all the things you can't. I want you. I need you. I won't be satisfied until you're completely mine. The soft, whimpering sounds come from Nadine's throat are starting to make you lose control. Nadine pouts as you step away from the bed in order for her to stay in it. I mean it, Nadine. Sleep is the best thing for you right now. We need some time to process what happened tonight. I know we do. You won't disappear again, like last time. Takes all your self-control not to dive into bed and put the smile back on Nadine's face. You lean down and press a soft kiss on her forehead instead. I won't disappear, I promise. I'll call you later this week, once we both had a chance to recover. She nods, and you quietly leave her bedroom. Give Nadine some space was the right thing to do. So why does it feel so wrong? Half an hour later, you let yourself into your penthouse. The sound of rock music playing and a tink of ice in a whiskey glass can only mean one thing. Someone's keeping late hours. Remind me to take away your emergency key. And this is an emergency. My best friend's an asshole, and I can't decide what to do about it. Salone offers you a drink. You take a long sip. Your stress starts to ebb as soon as the liquor hits your tongue. So, you want to explain what that whole thing was last night? I've seen animals at the zoo as this turtle. So I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. You're a shit liar. You know that? You sigh. Of course, Salone can see right through you. It's not what you think. How do you know what I think? Maybe you broke my heart when you stole my new toy. Maybe I spent all night crying. Nadine was never your toy. And that's not the impression I got. You have a bad meaning to come out here, Reagan. To meet your new prodigy. To take her under my wing and into my bed. I never said that. You practically drew into my arms. And like a good friend, I got it for you. So what should you say? I'm not in the mood to be toyed with. Yeah? Well, neither am I. I only been so far before I snap, Reagan. It's not that Nick, you've never seen an emotion before. Look, I get it. I really do. That's so Nadine doesn't come around every day. She's special. It took me 2 minutes to see the potential in that woman, and from the way the other doms are talking, I'm not the only one. Which other doms? Doesn't matter. If you're not careful, someone's gonna just swoop in and steal it from right under you. And steal her from right out under you. You brush past her, try to ignore her warning. She shouts after you. If you were such a good friend, I'd give it a try myself. A real try this time, without expensive gifts and promises of pleasure that come with it. You slam your bedroom door closed, but it doesn't make you feel better. Neither does a cold shower or another glass of whiskey. It's a good thing I have work to distract me for the next few days. By the end of the week, you know it's time to give Nadine a call. The only problem is, you don't know what to say. You pick up the phone for the 100th time, but Anderson steps through the door before you can dial. Your receptionist wants to know your lunch order. Sushi from that place in West Town, or a chai from the South Side. You wave and a patient hand at him. Sushi. No. Thai. No. You know what? Pick for me. Stop letting your mind, boss. You're not usually this indecisive about lunch. Or anything for that matter. It's nothing. Forget it. Why is that coffee on the table shining? Anderson gives you an odd look before nodding and leaving. You groan and drop your head to your hands. Setting all professional considerations aside, you can't ignore the fact that you're no good for Nadine in the long term. You might have amazing chemistry together, but we're fundamentally different people. She's everything good in this world, and I'm not. You're doing your best. Now I had to imagine all the ways you could corrupt Nadine when your phone rings. You pick it up without looking at the name. Nadine? What side is the party says that? Who's Nadine? No one. What do you want, Reese? Reese hesitates for a moment before answering. I don't know how much more I can take, Reagan. For real, it's getting unbearable around here. Reese, that's not that bad. You just have to keep out. You just have to keep your head down and stay out of trouble. Only wants what's best for you. It doesn't sound like our stepmom. Sheila only talks to me in exclamation points. How can a person talk in exclamation points? Just like always being so positive. Besides, there's a wobble to her voice that makes it sound like she's trying not to cry. And now let's go to any more protests. Either we are permanent. My dad says my friends are a bad influence, so they can't even come over. Can you believe it? When he had that positive scheme guy over for dinner last night? Hypocrisy is a father's middle name. Anyway, it's my trust fund kicks in. I can't afford to leave. My staying here is gonna break me. What am I supposed to do? My advice is to decide what you can and can't live without. Like any big decision, there are going to be trade-offs. Make a list of all the things you want to give up to make a list of all the things you want. I didn't expect this phone call to have homework. And I promise I won't grade you. But having a plan of action will go a long way in making you feel better until you can get out. So why are you such a wise old woman? Are you learning this stuff from your girlfriend? I thought you called to talk about your problems. I did, but I knew you called me Nadine when you answered. What's her last name? I want to give up. As for my cue, the phone pinged with an incoming text from Nadine. Reese, I have to go. Wait, no, I was just teasing. I'll call you later. You hang up without waiting for a response, then pull up the messages. Hey, you busy? What do I say now? Are you prepared to be punished? I've been ready. But that's not why I texted. I know you asked for time to process, but I have big news. As long as behind my back, I talked to Nadine. There'll be hell to pay. Guess whose speech just got pitched for Luis Hernandez's next campaign rally? I'm officially a real speechwriter. You let out a long breath before mentally berating yourself. Nadine will never hurt me over text. She isn't capable of that kind of cruelty. You started to about your congratulations. Pause. Even an asshole like you knows an event like this deserves more fanfare. Nadine should be celebrated. Maybe over a private lunch. Just the two of us. Don't ask what this is paid for too. Your lips curl in a satisfied smile as you start making plans for lunch. And that's fantastic news. And I know just how you're gonna celebrate. By working extra long hours and obsessing over every comma? Absolutely not. I sent Anderson over to pick you up for lunch. You don't have to do that. I want to. If you know what's good for you, you get in the car when it arrives. My boss might have something to say about that. Nadine, you do it as you're told. I don't care what you have to do, just do it. When I want you, I get you. That's all there is to it. Yes, mistress. You finish making arrangements for lunch before you head out. Just because I haven't reached a final decision about Nadine doesn't mean we can't enjoy ourselves in the meantime. Soon you're seated at a table in the middle of a restaurant at the top of one of Chicago's skyscrapers. The sound of elevator doors sliding open. You glance over to find Nadine stepping out with a bewildered look. It's the middle of the lunch rush. Where's everyone? You rise to your feet and pull out her chair. I reserved the whole restaurant. Big news like yours deserves a big celebration. I wasn't expecting all this when I texted you. What were you expecting? She flushes happily and stares down her hands. Nothing really. I was just so excited. I wanted to tell you. Your heart gives a lurch. And the way she's acting, you suspect no one has ever celebrated her success before. Your pleasure is my pleasure, Nadine. Both in and out of the bedroom. Her mouth falls open in a soft surprise. Lifting your hand, you call for the waitress to bring you the best champagne. Miss Doan, here's the bottle you requested. She hands you the champagne, then leaves. A toast to you. Regan, that bottle is more than my paycheck. It's a little extravagant, don't you think? He poured her a glass and offered it to her. Nadine, nothing's too extravagant for you. One of these days, you realize that you're worth everything I've given you, and so much more. In that case, thank you. Wait until she takes a sip of her champagne, putting your glass to your lips. You're too busy watching her enjoyment as the expensive wine rolls off her tongue. You already placed the order for both your meals, so you settle into your seat and watch the sunlight plays on Nadine's hair. Why are you looking at me like that? Just enjoying the view. She flushes and toys the stem of her glass. This is nice of you, but I should only have one glass or I'll be too tipsy to work this afternoon. There's a lot to do still. Did you have to work over a long weekend? No, but I have a ton of editing to do next week. It's a pretty big step. Now that one of my speeches has been picked up, there's a good chance Mr. Hernandez will ask for more. Which of Lewis's rallies is the speech for? The Family's first campaign, or the criminal justice reform one? Nadine looks surprised at your knowledge, so you offer her a wide smile. I have a sister with strong political leanings. She'd kill me if I didn't take an interest in my local elections. I didn't know you had a sister. You hesitate before responding. You're usually very careful to keep your family separate for the rest of your life. Actually, I prefer to keep it that way. Helps maintain my air of mystery. Something tells me you don't need any help in that department. You're relieved she doesn't press further. I saw you sharing private details with Nadine now. There's no telling where it will end. Sorry to interrupt. Nadine looks as though she let that pry deeper into your personal life, so you draw her attention to the plates instead. Try the pasta. It's delicious. As the waitress leaves, you lift the fork to Nadine's lips with an air of command, so she has no choice but to do as you say. Since Lucy's rally will be at the courthouse, I'm listening to the criminal justice speech. Is that a topic you're interested in? Yeah, it's one of the issues that first drew me to his campaign. When he starts talking about people he's worked with, the lives he's changed. You can just tell, that he really cares, and he generally believes he can make a difference. You nod, watching she takes another bite. It's funny, until I started working on the campaign, it never occurred to me that you can just believe something into being. But Mr. Hernandez does it all the time, and I'm starting to do the same. You mean about your speech getting picked? Nadine flushes, but her gaze meets yours. That and other things. Work helped me want more out of this world, but the confidence to actually do something about it came from you. Oh. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I feel like I've been different ever since we started our lessons. Stronger, more outspoken, hungrier. You take another sip of champagne as your mouth goes dry. Hungrier? You hold your fork, careful to keep your reactions controlled. Nadine's hunger is nothing compared to your own. Then I think we need to send you back to the office with a conference boost, don't we? Don't you? Conference boost? Right now? But a waitress and a kitchen staff. Then you best be discreet, or use your safe word. You pause, give Nadine a moment to stop things before they begin, but she just waits for you to make your move. You sit back in your chair, your daughter's side coming out in full force. You ready to play? Give me your panties. Regan, I can't do that. I can see the waitress hovering in the kitchen, waiting to bring us the next course. You better hurry. Nadine's eyes widen. She sneaks a glance over her shoulder. I'm not a patient woman, Nadine. Do it now. Nadine snakes her hand under the table and scoots lower in her chair. You keep your breathing steady as she wriggles back and forth. I can't believe you make me do this. I want you to sit there, knowing there's nothing between you and me. I want you to get so wet, you can't sit still. Nadine's low moan sets your heart racing, especially when she slides her panties down her legs and unhooks them from her feet. Right now. Hand them to me. They're mine now. Nadine's fingers graze yours as she passes you her silken panties under the table. The waitress approaches as you slip Nadine's panties casually in your pocket. Here you go. Asked Tubman. My dad was just telling me how hungry she is. Nadine gasps in mingled outrage and desire as the waitress nods and leaves. You lean back in your seat as you taste the food. Well, Nadine, feeling confident yet? I'm feeling something, that's for sure. Lift your fork to her lips. She obligingly accepts the mouthful, pouting as she chews. You like it? You know I do. It's you. You do know how much she's loving this, how much more you can push her. I think we can do better. I don't want you to disappoint your boss when you get back to work. And there's more. I'm gonna move something sweet, but I forgot to order dessert. You mean... Let me taste you, Nadine. She cast another fugitive glance over her shoulder, but with all the staff in the kitchen, it's just the two of you in the dining room. Yes, mistress. I want you to feed me, right here and now. Touch yourself. Vegan, I don't know. You wait for her to use a safe word, but when she doesn't, you nudge your feet apart underneath the table. Do it. Now. She cast a quick, fugitive glance around before slipping her hand underneath the table. You hold yourself perfectly rigid. She arches her back and guides her hand lower. You'd better be tripping for me. I'm ravenous. I am. Oh God. I'm so wet. All the way in. Yes, Regan. You watch, mesmerized as she rolls her hips underneath the table and drives her fingers deep. By the time she pulls her hand out from under the table, you're as wet as she is. Your voice is rough. She's leaning across the table. Give it to me, Nadine. She obviously heard glisten her finger. You slowly lick, taking your time to get every drop. Just to send her as enough to set you off. The taste is almost overwhelming. Delicious. Nadine whimpers, her gaze fixed on you as she watches the slow, methodical movements of your tongue. Next time, I'm tasting in every interview. I won't stop until you spread out on this table and I'm buried between your legs. Oh God, I can't believe I've done this much already. I can. You reach across the table and cover her hand with yours. You're capable of a lot more than you give yourself credit for, Nadine. I've known enough from the start. Excuse me, let's get those plates out of your way. Can I get you any tea or coffee to complete your meal? You lift an inquiring brow at Nadine, but she shakes her head. I wish I could, but I need to get back to the office. Thank you for an unforgettable meal, Regan. You lick your lips with slow deliberation. The pleasure was all mine. After lunch, you have a past schedule, starting with a preliminary settlement meeting with Pat Rancic's team of lawyers. You enter the conference room, prepared to face the table of overpaid, overdressed lawyers, only to find. Fuck, it's 5 minutes late. I don't plan to charge my wife for that. Pat, that falls under attorney-client privileges. What happens between me and the soon-to-be ex-Mrs. Rancic is none of your business. That's not what I heard. Where's the rest of your team? I fired them. A bunch of fools, a lot of them. I represent myself now. It's just a voice, not real law. How hard can it be? You'd be surprised how complicated things are when emotions are involved. Emotion? Yeah, right. Since one of the famous Regan Thorne dealer knows. You steep with your fingers in a move designed to irritate Pat. She tries to hold your gaze, but the sub in her can't help but look away. Very well. You're such an expert in divorce law now. Why don't you get started? I don't care if I didn't care for the position my team was taking in negotiations. I also don't care for your positions, but we'll talk about that another day. She glances up at you, a malicious glint in her eye. But Nadine never saw his asshole is beyond you. First thing you need to realize is that Nadine's a liar. She always has been, so don't believe anything she tells you. Pat, what does that have to do with this meeting? This isn't a criminal trial. Miss Rensick's integrity isn't questioned. What integrity? She's a timid, conniving little mouse. She always has been. You struggle to retain your calm. It's always Pat trying to goad you, but you aren't sure why. You might be new to divorce law, but this isn't the purpose of this meeting. We're here to begin negotiations on a fair division of assets. What do you know about Nadine's assets? Double entendres are starting to seriously irritate you. If you have something to say, come on and say it. I can't abide attorneys who are always tiptoeing around the truth. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm here to discuss income, furnishings, the new penthouse apartment. What of you? You know very well, Bishop Rensick had no income until after separation, and you shut up. Pat's words sinking in. How does Pat know about the penthouse? Nadine didn't move there until after she lived in the hotel for a couple of weeks. You need to buy time to figure out what's going on. You stand and walk toward the door. So you don't seem prepared to negotiate today. My sister will be in touch. Till then, see if you can come up with something concrete to bring to these proceedings, will you? You might have all day to sit around and do nothing, but I have actual work to do. You hold the door for her, give her no choice but to leave. Once you're sure she's gone, call Anderson into the room. Get the jet ready. We're leaving town tonight. Where are we going? Anywhere that's not here. If I can figure out what Pat's up to, get Nadine as far away from her as possible. You arrange to meet Nadine outside her office at the end of the day. This isn't how you have chosen to do things, but one thing is clear. Pretend like I'm not interested in Nadine won't work. I'll be all in or take myself out of the game. Hey Regan, sorry if I kept you. Things have been a little hectic around here. You reach for Nadine's hand and tug her towards you. She gasps with surprise and she wraps your arms around her. Everyone from work will be able to see us. Good. Let them. You give her a moment to pull the boy away, but she leans in instead. You capture her lip. You capture her soft lips with yours, sweeping your tongue inside as she opens up to you. Nadine blinks at you, like resting in the lift of her brow. I'm not saying I want this new vegan, but are you sure you didn't hit your head on the way over? Take your hand and hold it in yours. I'm not sure why, but your stomach is fluttering like it's the first day of kindergarten. I know we didn't officially talk about this before, but I want to be with you, Nadine, as your dom, and everything that comes with that. Seriously? For real? Yes, if you have me. We'll have to be discreet till your divorce is finalized, but they didn't cut you off with an enthusiastic kiss. Let yourself indulge for a moment, then pull back. If that's you agreeing, do we need to have another lesson about obedience? Yes, sorry, I just couldn't help myself. You're gonna have to start because we're leaving for Paris in an hour. I expect complete submission on my trip.